at all. It said, get ready to go live. And I'm like, I thought we were live. Anyway, so talking about seaweeds. Which one is this live on? TikTok?
Yeah, this one was up here.
Okay. We were talking about sulfated polysaccharides and mycosporin-like amino acids. So mycosporin-like amino acids can act like a natural sunscreen, not just for the seaweeds themselves, but also for us. So if you don't naturally make mycosporin-like amino acids, you can just coat yourself with a little bit of seaweed, literally like the goopiness of the seaweed, just put it on your skin, and you're gonna have great sun protection naturally. Anecdotally, I can tell you that I went on a trip with a friend and we went to an island where on the beaches we were not sheltered from the sun at all. And I ended up having to carry her backpack because she was so burnt from the sun and I was not. So it's kind of neat to see in real life how it goes too. Also, I did a talk recently in Duck Bay on Savory Island, and we were just right in the sun. And I thought, oh gosh, I better get some seaweed on me, and put it here and here, and I ended up getting burnt all on my neck where I didn't put it, but this was perfection. So I can tell you the MAAs truly do work at sun protection. But seaweeds also have plurotannins, which are exclusively found in brown seaweeds. We've recently learned that the brown seaweeds are literally thousands and thousands, maybe millions of years older than the browns and the greens. And if you're wondering how to tell them apart, it's kind of easy because the browns are obviously more brown, but they have more B complex and usually a higher count of MAAs and a few other things. And they also have the plurotannins, so they're just more evolved. And then the red algae would be next for the oldest, and they have higher protein content. So they're better for collagen building, elastin, these kinds of things, and they make a great protein supplement. So Beyond Meat and some of these artificial meats are using red seaweeds in order to make the meat more flesh-like, to make it more red, and also to have more nutritional content. So red seaweeds are being used for some really cool things. And then the green seaweeds are more green because they have the highest amount of chlorophyll. They are also super high in vitamin A and act like a natural retinol replacement, which is great. This sun's killing me. Okay, there, I moved out a bit. So I showed you laminaria, right? Not to be confused with laminarin. Laminarin is a unique bioactive that comes from different seaweeds, not just laminaria. It comes from all the brown algae pretty much. Laminarin is a storage polysaccharide found in some of the brown algae and has antioxidant properties and super potential in gut therapy. So knowing that we are 60% or more bacteria and we have more bacteria cells than human cells, it really becomes important to think about our microbiome health, how we might be affecting our bacteria. And you can look because there's studies on eczema and the link with a bacteria, specific bacteria, and schizophrenia and the link with certain bacteria. Another way to talk about how this is a real thing is rosacea. 75% of people with rosacea actually test positive for H. pylori bacteria. So it's really interesting to be thinking about, what am I putting on my skin? What am I eating? And how is it affecting my bacteria? So laminarin's great for gut health, but all these seaweeds are great for gut health and for lowering your glucose levels because they can help to diminish your insulin spikes, being a soluble fiber that when you eat it, it actually makes like a gel-like consistently in your gut and will help to slow things down, slow down the digestion, and is also going to help clean your whole digestive tract. And being a prebiotic, it's going to help feed those good bacteria. So there's just so many amazing things going on with seaweed and helping your glucose levels, helping your gut health. So if we're thinking of our skin as a report card of how well our internal systems are doing, then we can't just think about skincare or topical applications when it comes to healing our skin and making it its optimal health. We need to think about our diet, our lifestyles, these kinds of things. Sugar is not good for your skin or your skin health. Sure, that's pretty much a given. But what else? Um, what might you be? How about antibiotics, right? Antibiotics are going to mess up your gut health. So you really want to make sure that if you do take antibiotics, you're taking probiotics after to help your beneficial bacteria. There's so many things when it comes to this. And then what are you putting on that might be hurting your microbiome, like sanitizers? Did you know sanitizers are really not good for you and that you shouldn't be using them? I think that the whole idea of how to clean ourselves needs to change. Instead of stripping or removing the bacteria, I think we need to be thinking about how to feed the beneficial bacteria and think about balance, because balance is where it's at. So research on laminarin focuses on its potential as a prebiotic, beneficial effects on gut and microbiome health. It's also being studied for its immunomodulatory properties. So, a product like Wild Sea Kelp Body Lotion, for example, or Seaweed Body Gel is going to be great for your eczema when topically applied. Humans are mostly bacteria. We really need to keep thinking about that.
Oh my god, that was
And it all starts in the gut. Fucoxanthin. Fucoxanthin. Yeah, there's lots of funny names of seaweed. Mycosport. Anyway, so fucoxanthin is found in brown seaweeds. It's known for its antioxidant properties, potential in weight management, and anti-inflammatory effects. So that's another reason why the unique bioactives in seaweed are great for soothing your sun-damaged skin or rosacea or rashes or bug bites or whatever you've got going on, eczema, psoriasis. Please don't take my word for it. Please don't take my word for any of this. I'm the sales and marketing girl. I need you to go on Google, look at the reviews. We've got almost 400 reviews and we're at a 4.9 rating. So please take a look, put in rosacea, put in eczema, put in whatever your issue is, and see how Seaflora's products have been the solution for these people. Because, don't listen to me. Listen to people who really have had the experience. I mean, I had experience with acne, but if you really want to hear it, because so many brands say that they're good for eczema, good for psoriasis, and then you read the ingredients and you're like, I would never put this on my skin, let alone on open wounds, or scales, or yeah, it's crazy what's out there. But at Seaflora, seaweed's always going to be the main ingredient, and from there we add only certified organic and food grade ingredients. So, you look at something like this. This is real seaweed that we use. That's why our bases, oh, you got it up as a pillar. Our bases, can I please?
that one.
Yeah, they're not this. When we went out to the market to get seaweed for our products, this is what the distributor sent us. But our bases look like this. They're real, they're raw seaweed, and they're using the whole fiber, so big difference. And whatever the first ingredient is, that's fine, thank you. Whatever the first ingredient is on the ingredient list, it's what's most in the product. So please go look at your products. What is the first ingredient in the ingredient list? Because if it's water, then you're paying for 50 to 80% water. And like I said, at Seaflora, we're trying to do things a little different. So that's why you're paying for seaweed as the main ingredient. We want you to have a really good effect. We want you to have visible results, which is why we've been trusted by high-end spas and resorts for over 20 years, is because Seaflora does deliver visible results. So fucoxanthin, really awesome. Fat metabolism. Fucoxanthin is being used to promote the oxidation of fatty acids and stimulate the liver to produce DHA, which is a type of omega-3 fatty acid. And this process helps in reducing the accumulation of fat, particularly visceral fat. So if you're a recovering alcoholic or sugar addict or whatever, This is great, eating seaweed, which is the fat stored around the abdominal organs and is linked to various metabolic diseases. The thermogenic effect of fucoxanthin, I know, you have to be a scientist to say all these words, but the thermogenic effect is pretty amazing too, just helping to like melt the fat. So lots of good reasons to incorporate seaweed. If you're like us, who don't like the taste of seaweed,
It's nasty.
it's nasty.
I can't do it.
I don't like it either.
I can't do it.
Okay, but if it's powdered, which we do sell, if it's powdered, you can just like sprinkle over your tea or clove tea to hide that taste. Or you can put it in your curry. You know, we have the seaweed flakes you can put right in your curry, you'll never taste it. Put it in your chili, you'll never taste it. So you only need about 5 grams a day in wet weight. So that's really not a lot of seaweed at all. You just need a few mouthfuls and it makes a huge difference. So why not? It's probably the most bioavailable way to get vitamins and minerals that I can think of. And for all these health benefits, try and stick it in your diet somewhere. So regulation of blood glucose and insulin sensitivity. So I say the skin is a report card. If you've got dark underarms, if you've got dark on the back of your neck here, in your groin area, there's a really good chance that you've got insulin resistance. So you want to start thinking about what you can do to mitigate that before it turns into, diabetes. I mean, that's where it's headed. So insulin resistance, not good. Blood glucose levels spiking, not good. Insulin insensitivity, not good. So you want to be more sensitive to the sugar, but it's in everything these days. They add it to the milk, to the bread, to this, to that, to everything. I'll tell you a funny story. I had a guy come in and he says, I don't know why I have all this going on, blah, blah. And I said, well, it looks like, don't get upset with me, but it looks like you eat a lot of sugar. And he says, I don't eat sugar. And I said, oh, you don't eat bread? He goes, I eat bread. I said, you don't eat pasta? He says, I eat pasta. Oh, you don't eat rice? I eat rice. Oh, you don't eat potatoes? I eat potatoes. Sounds like you eat a lot of sugar. Everybody thinks that sugar is just refined sugar, you know? You're drinking beer, you're eating pasta. It's sugar, you know, eventually in your body, and it's not good. So taking those things and limiting them or eating them with things that are going to slow down or reduce or even mitigate completely the insulin spikes is a really smart thing to do. I heard a trick about rice that if you wait 24 hours after you cook it, the sugar content is like half enough or half as much. If anyone wants to look into that, I heard it. Doesn't mean it's true. Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true. But definitely something worth looking into because I know rice is great. I really like rice, but I try not to eat it. So anti-inflammatory properties. Okay. So you put on a little seaweed body gel or wild sea kelp body lotion and all of a sudden you feel this cooling effect. And then you feel like, whoa, okay. I had super inflammation going on and it's gone. And literally only a few moments have gone by. What just happened? It's the fucoxanthin. It's the polysaccharides, especially the fucoxanthin. And you know, when you're eating it, it's doing the same thing inside. It's taking the inflammation down, which is a chronic problem in people, inflammation. And one way to know if you have inflammation is to look at your tongue. Not sure if you know this, but the Chinese know how to diagnose a lot of things with looking at the tongue. And the more I look into this, I can see how real it is. So I, a lot of times, have teeth indents in my tongue, which is an obvious sign of inflammation. And yes, I should eat more seaweed. So having that indent of your teeth in your tongue is a good sign that you have a lot of inflammation going on. And turmeric and seaweed together can be a real powerhouse to bring that down pretty quickly. And appetite regulation. When you have all the vitamins and minerals that you need, your body's not craving anything. When you have all the protein you need, your body's not going to crave anything. So when you give your body everything it needs to be optimally healthy, there's nothing left to crave. It's got what it needs, and that's fantastic, right? So eating seaweed can do that for you because it offers all the vitamins. I know you guys weren't here for this, but it offers vitamins A1, A2, folate, beta-carotenes, vitamin B1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to say 8, 9, and 12. I mean, the list just goes on. Seaweed has it all. And if you take like an orange and a piece of nori and you look at the difference in vitamin C content, this seaweed offers at literally like this amount, offers like 600 times more vitamin C than an orange. Like I said, you really don't need a lot. And seaweed just offers so much more than any land plant. And that's why they're so amazing. It's not just the unique bioactives, it's that there's so much more vitamins and minerals in them than any fruit, vegetable, or herb. So it's really cool what seaweed can do for us. And that's why there's people like Jessica and Suk, who's a seaweed homeopath. That's why in almost every TCM remedy you're going to get, there's going to be seaweed in it and goji berries, right? Because they're both just so amazing for the body. So, you know, having these superfoods readily available right here along our coastline and having more species and so much abundance, why wouldn't we want to use it as the main ingredient in our skincare, right? It just does so many fascinating things. We also offer it for consumption, so please come on our website and take a look, and you can take the skin quiz. And if you get the inside out routine, it's great because the inside out routine offers seaweed, wild mushrooms, and a couple of skincare products that are really going to help. I don't think you have to have a 7 or 8 or 9-step routine. I certainly don't think you need a 7-step morning routine and a 7-step evening routine. I'm not here to sell you as many skincare products as possible. I'm here to give you ideas on how to use seaweed for better health because I'm on my own health journey and I figure why not share this information? I'm always writing the blogs and I had all this great seaweed here. So I thought, you know, I'll come on a live and talk to you guys and just show you what I'm doing and what I got going on. So alginate, I've said that word a lot. What does it mean? Alginates are polysaccharides found in brown algae. Alginate is used in food and pharmaceutical industries. And one example is transdermal patches. So if you've ever used a nicotine patch or a hormone patch or anything like that, the seaweed is what actually is building the delivery system into the skin. So that's kind of cool. So we know that putting seaweed as the main ingredient, it's building the delivery system into the bloodstream. So that's why we make sure that there's only certified organic and or food grade ingredients. If you cannot eat it, do not put it on your skin. It should be safe for all ages, safe for all people. There's no reason to have toxic skincare. It doesn't need to exist. Let's be done with it. Let's use superfood as the main ingredient and make people healthier. How about that? So alginate is widely researched for its applications in wound healing, and it acts like a second skin. You know, it'll put like a little coating over the skin and it'll help to hydrate and lock in moisture, and it acts as a natural hyaluronic acid. And man, it's just, I know. I sound like I'm selling snake oil. I get it. I didn't know all this stuff about seaweed. I'm from Windsor. I spent 22 years looking at Detroit. What do I know about seaweed, right? I know a lot now, though, because I write all the blogs. I've been teaching this for 6 years. You know, I've been involved for almost 8 years here. I know a lot, actually, about seaweed now, so I can't stop yammering on about it. When people walk in and hear how crazy I am, it's great. So seaweed for heavy metal detox. Heavy metal is a huge problem. And we know that even most of the salts today are just loaded with heavy metals, and people worry about this for seaweeds. But what's interesting is that seaweeds act like an eco-engineer. They actually clean the waters of heavy metals, and they're able to do so much awesome in the oceans with carbon sequestration and cleaning the water and providing these beautiful eco habitats for the fish and other marine life. But did you know that seaweeds provide more oxygen on Earth than all of the forests combined? Bet you didn't. They create about 80% of the oxygen that we breathe. They also do a better job of, transferring from like the forest breathe in the CO2 and give us back good breathable oxygen. The kelp forests are actually doing more of that, again, than all of the forests combined. Don't believe me? Look it up. I don't care. It's crazy what seaweed does for the planet, and we don't even know about it. And when I say we don't even know about it, I mean, what do you know about seaweed? I didn't know there was all these varieties. I didn't know that they were the most sustainable plants. I didn't know that they had all this amazing nutrition and unique bioactives that can help us. And when topically applied, I mean, things like magnesium and iodine prefer topical application. And if you think about like magnesium, okay, magnesium sprays are all the rage right now. Why? Because you need magnesium to sleep well, for your nerves, for your bone health, for your mental health, for your skin health. Magnesium is needed throughout your body. It's responsible for 600 to 800 different processes that happen in your body. Okay, that's great. So you got magnesium. But if you only have magnesium, what about the cofactors that magnesium needs in order to do these processes? It doesn't do it alone. It needs vitamin K2. It needs vitamin D. It needs manganese. It needs zinc. It needs other cofactors. So what's beautiful is that not only are you getting amazing amounts of magnesium when you put seafloor on your body, you're also getting all the cofactors that you need. And a long, long time ago, there used to be an animal called the sea cow. And the sea cow would just come along the kelp forest and nibble, nibble, nibble on the little ends. And so you know how I said like we give seaweed little haircuts, right? We give a little haircut, snip, snip. Well, that's what the sea cow would do. He would come and just give little snip, snips to the seaweeds. And now that the sea cow is extinct, we're actually doing its job for it. So it's a beautiful thing. We're never really taking anything more than we need, but we're never really taking because it literally can grow back in just a few days what we take from the forests, sea forests. So it grows super fast. We're doing very little damage. And then to keep this pristine environment so awesome, Adam picked out 3 local nonprofits and registered charities that are doing an amazing job in our area, and that's the Ancient Forest Alliance and the Souk Salmon Enhancement Society and the Georgia Strait Alliance. And a portion of each purchase is actually donated to them every month. And then we also have special months of the year where we donate a little bit more just to try and give them an extra boost. Because, the pressure for the tanker traffic is serious. And how much forest they want to cut down is disgusting. And if you listen to the Souk Salmon Enhancement Society, they are the only reason that lower Vancouver Island, southern Vancouver Island, has had any salmon in the streams for over 20 years. Like, they're doing incredible work. So the salmon, you got to think, like what they do for the area, keeping the orcas alive. We have resident orcas who only eat salmon. It's crazy. So, just making sure that we're taking care of this environment, because this environment takes care of us. It's really important. So what's seaweed good for? Oxygen generation, carbon sequestration, habitat enrichment, nutrient cycling in the ocean, erosion control, because in coastal areas, seaweed helps to reduce the erosion. So that's good. And water quality improvement. So there's just so much cool stuff going on. But wait, there's more. Seaweed is being used in things that you already use, like paint, toothpaste, all kinds of stuff, okay? But you know how I told you about those big hives in China that are cleaning the air and then being turned into biofuel? There's one more thing that I think that is just as cool that we need to talk about that seaweed's doing and why it is the organism of the future. It's because it's replacing single-use plastic. So there's this company called Plant C. There's another one called Flex C. There's another one called Not Pla, as in not plastic, not pla. Lollyware is another. These companies are doing great work at advancing us and getting rid of single-use plastics through seaweed. Can you imagine how awesome that would be if Seaflora's products actually came packaged in seaweed as well, and you could literally just compost it. I mean, our boxes you can already do that with. I had them printed with soy ink so that you could fully compost these boxes, which is amazing. But if it's seaweed that's being used for the single-use plastics like the foil, the little samples, little sachets, why can't those be little seaweed pods? These little guys. So we're working on it. If you've never tried Seaflora, by the way, and you want a full 7-step routine like you would receive at the Wicked Inish or Black Rock or, any of the high-end resorts that you can find Seaflora at, please just visit our website, go to the top, and it says free sample offer. So we offer a free 7-step complimentary facial. Please take advantage of it. And yes, you can order more than one. You just got to order them one at a time. So seaweed's amazing. We got so much going on with seaweed that is worth talking about. And I think that we gotta figure out how to use this plant more because of its sustainability, and how to educate people more on it, because it's not talked about enough, especially in North America. I don't think we talk about seaweed enough, and it should be looked at more as a solution for natural remedies. It should be looked at for our vitamin and mineral supplementation. It should be looked at for how to use it in new, unique ways, like the biofuels and the plastic replacement, because seaweed's amazing. I can't say that enough. Seaweed's amazing. And if not all, nutritional ailments are caused by nutritional deficiencies, and seaweed has all the nutrients we need to be optimally healthy, then it just makes sense to incorporate more seaweed into our lives. Okay. Trying to think if I missed anything here. I'm going through my notes. So I did create this cool little graph of, here, I'll actually show you. Like, what's the best seaweed for what? If you want a copy of this, I can send it to you. All you got to do is just DM us, and I will send you a picture of this that I created, which is basically like what seaweed is best for what common ailment. Like bladderwrack, which is this guy, rockweed, This one is best for your metabolism support, bladderwrack. If you're on TikTok or Instagram and you actually look up bladderwrack, I know it's kind of a weird name, but they all have weird names. You will find some great videos about how bladderwrack is used for weight management and for iodine and for metabolism and thyroid, and the videos will pop up. If you put in rockweed, I don't think anything comes up except, videos of really pretty stuff, scenery and stuff with rockweed. But if you actually put in the scientific name, bladderwrack, which is BLADDERWRACK. You could also put in fucus, FUCUS. So bladderwrack is good for so many things. If you're looking at cancer issues and stuff, I can't make recommendations, but this chart does tell you pretty much every single seaweed is great at inhibiting cancer cell growth, at inhibiting cancer cell invasion and metastasis. So please DM me if you want a copy of the chart I created. So rosacea, acne, eczema, psoriasis, anti-aging. Seaweed is great for all of these things because of the anti-inflammatory properties, the antimicrobial properties, the antifungal properties, et cetera, and helping with detoxification. So let's say we're talking about anti-aging. Once the dirt and clutter is cleared, right, then your skin can function well and the systems can function well. And your skin wants to be youthful. Your body wants to be healthy. So if you give it the tools it needs, it just speeds things along. So naturally slowing down the aging process just by improving our health. It's a real legit way to go about it. And no matter what's trending in skincare, seaweed offers it. It doesn't matter what's trending, does not matter. Oh, hyaluronic acid, seaweed has it. Oh, peptides, seaweed has it. Oh, collagen, seaweed has it. Oh, brightening, seaweed does it, right? So seaweed is able to inhibit the enzyme tyrosinase, which causes melanin production. Melanin production is your hyperpigmentation. So, and then plus it's chock full of vitamin C, which is going to brighten, right? So there's just so many great things that seaweed does and offers, and that's why we've been trusted by leading spas across North America for 2 decades, is because Seaflora does offer amazing results in just one facial. Again, don't listen to me, I'm the sales and marketing girl. Get on our website, go to the top of the page, click free sample, and please get yourself a free 7-step facial routine. And keep in mind too, if you're looking for natural solutions for your monthly, this is a great idea. We offer menstrual sponges, which are absolutely non-toxic. Right. Seaflora. See results.